In the heart of Europe, Switzerland's reconsideration of its F-35 fighter jet deal is sending shockwaves through the global defense community. This isn't just about military hardware, it's about sovereignty, shifting alliances, and the pressure on democracies to balance security with public will. Switzerland's decision could set a precedent for allies worldwide, all grappling with the soaring costs of modern defense and the desire for strategic independence. The Swiss are now at the center of a debate that's as much about politics and identity as it is about jets. What happens here is a geopolitical stress test, with implications for European security and for other American allies like Canada. The world is watching, because Switzerland's next move could help redefine Western defense alliances for decades to come. To understand today's crisis, you need to know how Switzerland's unique political system shapes every major decision, especially when it comes to national defense. Switzerland's tradition of direct democracy is more than just a political quirk. It's a way of life. Here, ordinary citizens have a direct say in the country's most important choices, from social issues to military spending. Major government spending, especially on defense, often goes to a national vote. This means that every Swiss citizen has the power to approve or reject billion-franc projects, making the process both transparent and unpredictable. In 2014, Swiss voters rejected a plan to buy Swedish Gripen jets, forcing the government back to square one. The decision sent shockwaves through the defense establishment and highlighted just how powerful the public's voice can be. This setback set the stage for the 2020 referendum, where the government returned to the people, this time asking for a general budget, capped at 6 billion Swiss francs, to replace the country's aging fighter jets. The stakes were high, and the debate was fierce. The measure passed by just 50.1%, a razor-thin mandate that revealed deep divisions within Swiss society. Every vote truly counted, and the outcome was uncertain until the very last moment. That approval came with a strict, voter-imposed spending cap, now about 6.4 billion francs with inflation. The government can't simply spend more if costs rise. Every franc is accounted for. This cap isn't a suggestion. It's a direct order from the electorate. The message is clear. The people are in charge, and their decision is binding. Every franc spent is scrutinized, turning the dream of a modern air force into a complex math problem. The government must balance military needs with the strict limits set by voters, making every procurement a delicate negotiation. The Swiss system ensures that military procurement is a matter for every citizen, not just politicians. Public debate is intense, and the outcome is never guaranteed. This unique approach is now at the heart of Switzerland's F-35 dilemma, where the will of the people continues to shape the nation's defense, one referendum at a time. With a razor-thin margin, Switzerland's parliament gave the green light to Air 2030, a sweeping initiative to modernize the country's air defense. The stakes were high, and the decision sparked heated debates across the nation. The government set out to find the best fighter jet possible, but every option had to fit within Switzerland's famously strict budget and meet the country's unique security needs. 4 world-class contenders entered the race: the American F-35A, France's Rafale, the Eurofighter Typhoon, and Boeing's Super Hornet. After months of technical evaluations and political wrangling, the government made its choice in 2021, the F-35A. The F-35A was promoted as the most advanced, stealthy, and cost-effective jet on offer, with a bid that came in well under the official spending cap. Its cutting-edge technology promised to give Switzerland a decisive edge. 36 new jets would soon replace Switzerland's aging fleet, offering not just modern firepower but also seamless interoperability with NATO allies, an important factor in today's uncertain world. For a brief moment, it seemed Switzerland had achieved the impossible, balancing military modernization with public expectations for transparency and fiscal responsibility. But the F-35 is more than just a fighter jet. It's a sophisticated, interconnected system that brings hidden costs and new challenges. Beyond the jets themselves, Switzerland would need to invest in new infrastructure, secure digital networks, and ongoing software upgrades to keep the fleet operational and protected from cyber threats. As these complex requirements came to light, the true financial burden of the F-35 program began to emerge. raising tough questions about long-term affordability. What started as a celebrated win for Swiss defense soon looked like the beginning of a much bigger and more expensive headache for the nation. Optimism faded as the real costs of the F-35 program surfaced. The jet's price tag didn't include the expensive infrastructure and ongoing software support required. These mounting costs pushed the program dangerously close to the voter-mandated cap. Every new expense squeezed the budget further, making the original plan unworkable. External pressures like US tariffs and shifting trade policies added to the uncertainty. Swiss leaders grew wary of over-reliance on American contracts. In December 2025, the government capped F-35 spending, admitting it might not afford all 36 jets. The budget, once an enabler, had become a cage. The numbers simply no longer add up. As Switzerland struggled with its F-35 budget, Europe's security environment worsened. The original plan for 36 jets now looks inadequate. New estimates say 55 to 70 are needed for credible defense. The mission has grown from air policing to full deterrence in a high-threat environment. But if 36 F-35s nearly break the bank, doubling the fleet is impossible. The gap between what Switzerland needs and what it can afford has become a crisis. The military wants more jets. The Treasury can't pay for them. The single-platform F-35 strategy is no longer viable. Switzerland must now consider a cheaper, supplementary aircraft. Facing impossible math, Switzerland is eyeing a mixed fleet. Fewer F-35s, more affordable jets. The Saab Gripen E, once rejected by voters, is back in the conversation. The Gripen is cheaper to buy and operate, allowing Switzerland to boost numbers without busting the budget. Supporters say this offers the best of both worlds: F-35s for critical missions, Gripens for routine patrols. But the Gripen lacks the F-35's stealth and advanced tech, and its own program has faced delays and overruns. Critics warn a mixed fleet could create logistical headaches and reduce overall effectiveness. Any Gripen purchase would likely require another referendum, convincing voters to back a jet they once rejected. The political and technical challenges are significant. Still, the mixed fleet is now a serious option. The fighter jet debate is fueled by more than just numbers. Many Swiss now question the wisdom of tying national security so closely to the US. US tariffs and unpredictable trade policies have made European alternatives more attractive. There's also unease about the F-35's reliance on US-controlled data and software. For a fiercely neutral country, this technological leash is a political liability. The high costs, shifting needs, and desire for independence have created a perfect storm of opposition. The debate is now about more than planes. It's about what kind of partner Switzerland wants to be. Switzerland's F-35 dilemma is being watched closely by other US allies, especially Canada. Canada faces similar debates over the F-35's cost and long-term value. If Switzerland pivots to a mixed fleet, it could set a precedent for others to follow. This would show there's a politically viable alternative to an all F-35 force. Across Europe, as budgets tighten, the Swiss model could become attractive. This could disrupt F-35 adoption and open doors for European manufacturers. Switzerland is the first to publicly challenge the F-35 status quo. If it changes course, others may follow. The ripple effect could reshape the fighter jet market and allied defense strategies. Switzerland stands at a crossroads, caught between the unmatched capabilities of American air power and the complex realities of budget constraints, strategic priorities, and a long tradition of independence. The nation's decision on its next generation of fighter jets is about more than just hardware. It's a test of values, alliances, and the future direction of European security. Sticking with an all F-35 fleet is financially out of reach for Switzerland. The costs are simply too high for a country that prides itself on fiscal responsibility. Yet, opting for a mixed fleet of American and European jets brings its own set of challenges: technical integration, maintenance complexity, and the risk of political fallout both at home and abroad. This debate is about far more than just jets. It's a question of how Europe will defend itself in a rapidly changing world, and what role Switzerland will play within the broader Western alliance. Switzerland's hesitation sends a powerful message. The old model of simply buying the most advanced US equipment may no longer fit the needs or the politics of modern Europe. The country is weighing its options carefully, aware that its choice could set a precedent for others. Moving toward a mixed fleet could breathe new life into European defense industries, foster innovation, and encourage a more balanced, collaborative approach to security across the continent. It could also strengthen ties with neighboring countries and support European technological independence. On the other hand, if Switzerland finds a way to stick with the F-35, it would reaffirm the American-led defense model and signal continued trust in US technology and military leadership, reinforcing transatlantic ties. The story is far from over. Another national referendum and intense political debate are on the horizon. The Swiss people will have the final say, and their decision will echo across Europe. For the world, this is a moment to reflect on how democracies make choices about security, how they spend on defense, and what their alliances truly mean in practice. The outcome in Switzerland could shape the balance of power in Europe for years to come. As the world watches, the skies above Switzerland may soon tell a new story about the future of defense and cooperation.